Hey guys, this is the Darkman again. We're back with another compilation of creepypastas. Now today, I have a few other narrators on this video, and they have to tell a few stories of theirs. Some are true, some are not. I really don't know. I really don't give a fuck. Now, I can't tell you too much, or the stories will be ruined, and I cannot have that happen. But now that it's nighttime, where your fear is the highest, just sit back, relax, eat your popcorn, and drink your Coke, or whatever the hell you're snacking on, and enjoy the stories. I don't know if you all remember the site or know of it, but it was taken down several months ago. It was called dormchat.net. It was kind of like Amigo, but it was a bit stranger. It had a lot of weird shit on it. Besides seeing average penis every stranger you get, you'll get something a bit more off. Anyways, when I was on this site, I was clicking on different strangers. When I came across this one person, now I'm not sure if it was a video recording or if it was an actual webcam recording. But what I saw made me sick to my stomach. It was a video of a little boy getting molested by an older man who looked to be in his 60s. I typed in, "You sick fuck," into the chat, and all I got back was, "Stop being so boring. Grow up." I was disgusted. I tried reporting it, but I couldn't find a video, and I didn't have any evidence of the occurrence happening, so they could do nothing about it. The police are useless. I went on this site every day just to find that person again, but I couldn't. Anyways, months later, the site got taken down. I'm assuming because of all the sick pedophiles that were on it. Back in the summer of 2017, I believe it was July, I was delivering pizza for Pizza Hut. I was on my last delivery. It was 12 in the morning. I was so tired and ready to go home. When I delivered the pizza, it was near an area with different apartment buildings, but they weren't like your average apartment building. They kind of looked like trailers, like a trailer park, I should say. Anyways, I knocked on the door to the wrong apartment, I thought, because when the man opened up, he said, "You're at the wrong place." I sighed and said, "Thank you, sir." When I walked back out to my truck, this car pulled up really fast towards me. My heart was pumping so fast. I thought I was going to die that night. The headlights were beaming in my face, so I really couldn't tell who it was or what their intentions were. I then saw the man who I was just talking to walk up towards the car, and they were having a conversation that I really couldn't hear. I was shaking and I felt like I was going to throw up. I then got in my truck and tried backing out, and that's when the man in the car got out, and I pulled out of that parking lot. And as I drove away, I looked in my rearview mirror and saw those two men staring at me. I would never deliver pizza again.
It's been 10 days since I last had peaceful sleep. I see them all the time out the corner of my eye. Ever since I watched that video on shadow people, my life hasn't been the same. Every time I try to go to sleep, they always shake on my shoulders and wake me up, and it's driving me crazy. Everyone tries to tell me it's just a figment of my imagination, but I know they're there. They always run across my door, and they stop and look at me with their bright red eyes. It's really scary to watch them, and they're slowly driving me into a point of insanity.
January 15th of 2018 was a night to remember, not for what you would think. I was just getting off of work for the night, worked my normal shift. So far my evening was going well. Traffic was mild, so I knew I wouldn't have to put up with crazy drivers. Finally parked in the lot of my apartment complex when I got a phone call from my mom. We talked some, the usual stuff moms talk about. So as I get out of my car, these bright LEDs flash on my face. I turn and I see a dark colored sedan sitting on the ramp, just idling. I didn't know if the car was waiting for me to cross the street to get to my apartment. So without knowing who was in the driver's seat, I decided I should wait, so I did. The sedan didn't make a move. I looked at it a bit longer, the LEDs shining in my face, before I decided to jog across the street to the staircase. Cold and a bit nervous, I looked to turn around to see if it had moved. When I looked, all I saw was a red light shining, indicating the car was backing up. An overwhelming feeling of being watched came over me. I continued looking at that sedan. I looked through the back window, trying to see who was in the car, but it was no luck. The windows were really tinted. I could barely see the driver. So I turned back and get my phone to message my friend. My friend was telling me how creepy my situation is, and that I should just go inside and forget about the crazy encounter. As I was replying to my friend, I heard a car door shut, and I heard heavy footsteps approaching me slowly. I turn back around and I see a dark figure going across my bedroom window. "Who's there?" I shout at the faceless figure in my window. Suddenly, I smelled a rotten egg smell coming from my closet. As I turned away from the window, I saw black smoke coming from underneath my closet door. "What are you, and how the hell did you get into my apartment?" And surprised, it replied, "I've been waiting for you." I backed myself into the corner of my room. What do you want with me?" A deep laughter filled the room. "I want your soul." Terrified, I hid my face from the evil voice. "We have work for you to do." I covered my ears. "Work?" Suddenly, I felt something grab my leg and drag me towards the closet. As it was dragging me, I was grabbing random things to stop me from going into the closet. I glimpsed at my window and the figure wasn't there. I turned back to the closet, and there the figure was on all fours, with something sticking out of its mouth. It became clear to me it was dragging me by its tongue. "Get off me!" I screamed, but all it did was laugh as I continued being dragged towards certain depths. "Struggle all you want. It doesn't matter." As I looked out the window, the sun would be rising soon. I had to figure out how to get rid of this thing before I suffer the same fate. In my scramble, suddenly I saw a piece of wood I used for propping my window open. I grabbed for it, and I started hitting at the thing's tongue on my leg. It screamed every time I would hit the black smoke. "What are you doing? Stop hitting me!" It wailed. I laughed As I remembered where I got this wood, my mind briefly relives the memory. You'll regret that, pest. I stare at the thing. No, you will regret everything. I aimed the piece of wood at his heart and I threw it. As the sun shone into my room, the smoke disappeared. When I got up and looked around, there was something on the door. It read, "See you soon."
When I was 5 years old, I was watching cartoons in the living room on a Monday morning. It was in the summer, so I was preparing to go to day camp. My mom called me into the kitchen, saying breakfast was ready. When I got up and walked past the steps, I looked up into the bathroom and saw my mom in a red dress looking into the mirror. I just continued into the kitchen, but saw my mom at the stove. Now I was wondering how could I see her at two places at the same time. I told her that I thought I saw her in the bathroom. She then told me I must have saw the devil or something. When I looked back into the bathroom, a few seconds later, she wasn't there. Last year, I was strolling on Amigo, just bored out of my mind, when I came across these two men in masks. They were flashing guns and shit like they were about to do something. So I said, "Whoa, nice guns." And then posted into the chat saying where I was from. I'm not gonna lie, this kind of spooked me a bit, but then again, I didn't really care because it sounded like they were from Britain. And who would travel all the way from Britain to the United States? I logged out of the chat. A few months later, after I saw them, I forgot about the whole thing. I was walking home from school late at night because my school was 5 minutes from my home. There was a car following behind me with its headlights on bright mode. I looked back, and every time I looked back, it stopped. I kind of got scared, so I kept walking faster until I got home. When I got home, I looked out of my window and saw two men looking at my apartment window, just staring at me. I called the cops, but when the cops got here, the two men were gone. My coworker has been missing for 2 weeks now. It all happened on that one day he came into work without his hat. My manager told him he couldn't be working on the line without his hat because he was out of uniform. He took this as a negative way and left the job. She came back with a hat for him, but he wasn't there. We all looked into the back and saw his coat was gone, but didn't see him anywhere within the restaurant. We also looked outside but couldn't find him anywhere. That was strange because when we looked on the cameras, the only thing we saw was him exiting the back door. But as soon as we looked outside the back door, we couldn't find him. He just up and vanished. This was a creepy thing to happen. I never heard of this happening before. People just vanishing into thin air. We put out a report for him, but nobody could ever find him.